Hello and welcome to this video presentation on Zoom, JW2542 tutoring and my SHSAT math class. This year, school year 2023 to 24, I am sharing on Wednesday nights, 7 p.m., my SHSAT course. This video will be recorded for my YouTube channel and shared publicly as after the class ends at 8:30. We're up to lesson number 3, group-like terms tonight of this 25 lesson share. And welcome. I'm going to give a couple minutes of grace time to see if any other students arrive, and then we'll begin this class tonight online. Just as a quick reminder, I did develop this course over the last over 10 years at tutoring houses in Brooklyn and wrote it. And I'm offering it in this stage of its development as a free class to continue with its development, and would appreciate any donations. This tutoring course goes for $1,500 to $2,000 per child in New York City tutoring houses to help students get ahead in their mathematics. And so as I continue to work forward with this course, with copyrights and with publication, I would appreciate any donations to continue with this development. That's where I'm at in the stage with my work with both the SHSAT class and SAT class, which I'm offering online. If you'd like to see previous lessons, they're already uploaded and shared on YouTube. And the SHSAT exam for the Specialized High School Achievement Test in New York City is soon this fall. So if you're a parent with a middle school child that would like to attempt this test for the specialized high schools, you can also reach out to me by email if you would like a private tutor. I've had a lot of success over the years with students who are working with the materials that are familiar with pre-algebra and algebra and getting them to understand the problem-solving techniques for the SHSAT. I was the District 3 high scorer in Manhattan athletics when I was in middle school at the center school, and received acceptance letters to all specialized high schools, and chose to go to the Bronx High School of Science, where I was a 4-year graduate, and participated on math team and was a BC calculus student. So thank you. I double majored in college and was accepted into Columbia University Teachers College to become a math educator. And so since my graduation in 2012, I've worked in public and private schools, both as a classroom teacher and as a SAVE teacher, and as a one-on-one tutor. For the last 10 years, I've been focusing on tutoring houses and providing one-on-one tutoring for all grades 5 to 12, as well as some college students. My students have been accepted into specialized high schools, have received scholarships to Catholic schools, scholarships to colleges of their choice, as well as have been accepted into graduate school and medical school programs. So anyway, thank you for choosing me as your tutor, and it's been an honor working with you as I learn more about all the grade levels of mathematics and the branches of science that they serve. So thank you so much. It's been an interesting journey. Here we go. Let's get started. So again, if you would like to participate in the development of this course, I do recommend $50 per lesson, but you can donate whatever you like, whatever you wish and think that the course is worth. You compare it to other tutoring houses and tutoring courses. You'll see the quality and professional development of this course really shown over the last 9-10 years. So thank you, and thank you for the work. Venmo, Joshua Wiener 10 is where you can make your donation. But enough of that. Thank you for your kind donations, and let's begin. The Specialized High School Achievement Test in math will focus on the following middle school topics: algebra, geometry, coordinate planes, charts and graphs, probability and statistics, and a few other math topics. The SHSAT section of the exam is 75 minutes total, with 57 questions in its current form. There are still 5 grading questions and 52 multiple choice questions. Many of the questions are in the form of problem solving, so they are written by the writers with combining several lessons at the same time from different math topics. So this is a little bit different than a lot of traditional mathematics, but is similar to the mathematics on middle school math exams of math team competitions. I would recommend, if you would like further reading other than the SHSAT, to have your child work on the AMC 8 exam, for example, from from the AMC contests. All right, here we go. Tonight, we're going to focus on lesson number 3 in this modular course. It's a new lesson that I wrote for this year, group-like terms, working with the 7th graders who are getting ready for SHSAT. A lot of them were just starting to learn variable notation. And so also combined with the next one, it was very confusing, especially when you're going to do algebraic expressions and equations with variables and multivariables like on the SHSAT. So to help students get organized with this concept, tonight we're going to focus on the operations of math where you have to group like terms together. This is one of a full course of 33 lessons that I've written, again, over the past 9 to 10 years, going on 10 years now here in Brooklyn. And these are my 33 lessons. If you're a child getting ready for a large standardized test, such as the SHSAT or SAT, it's very, very good to work with a tutoring house or tutoring books that have worksheets such as this, where there are checklists of skills that you need to know to be successful on the exam itself. So for example, here on the SHSAT, we have, let's see, 27 skills for a student to learn. So as you go through it like a checklist, you could say, oh, I don't know what scientific notation is yet. I need to learn that lesson. Or, oh, I need to learn the Pythagorean theorem or the angle relationships for constructions. You might not know what a two-way table is, lesson number 24. But you can go through each lesson one at a time, and like a checklist of new skills, you can check them off as you go through the lessons that are important for you and manage your time wisely and with focus so that you can get ready for the exam. Additionally, after completing, say, lesson number 7, ratio problems, if you perform poorly, just like any good tutor, we can provide you with additional sets of worksheets so you can improve your score on any of these 27 lessons. Each lesson has 30 classwork questions and 30 homework questions, and we'll get to those soon enough. So tonight, enjoy as we go over lesson number 3, the new lesson, group-like terms. Before we get to the lesson slides and review this math concept, just like all classes at the tutoring house, I also have a 5-question quiz so that when students are welcomed into the learning space, they sit down and do a 10-minute quiz, which contains 2 easy level questions, 2 mid-level questions, and 1 challenge level problem-solving question, just like you will encounter on the SHSAT exam. Again, we have hundreds and hundreds of questions that are binned, and I put the worksheets together with the quizzes based on our library of problems that have been marked and tiered according to teacher standards and indicators, as well as student performance as an easy, mid, or challenge level question. And having worked with hundreds of students over the last 10 years, and also as a teacher for over 15 years, this will help your child gain confidence and level up their abilities as they're just getting started. They can focus only on the easy level questions and not be frustrated if they're not getting the mid and challenge level ones. Then as they improve, they want to also improve their score on the mid-level questions. So then that would be the next goal, is to get the first 4 questions correct, greater than 80% of the time, close to 100% of the time. And then work on the challenge level problems. Students can then scaffold themselves their own progress and see progress as they get higher percentage of correct responses for the easy level, mid-level, and then challenge level questions. This has been a successful class, as I mentioned, and here tonight is tonight's quiz number 3. Make sure I have the right one up. And we have a Google form link, which is here on this slide. I'll also provide the Google form links in the chat window. So in order to do that for you guys, I meant to do that before class started. I'm just going to exit the carousel of slides for a second and paste that link in the meeting chat window for everyone. So if you click on the blue link in the chat window now, you can access tonight's worksheet. It should pop up to a fresh page. Here, I'll click on it in the chat window. And as you can see here, it will give you a fresh form. Please enter your email, your full name. You'll see the 5 questions, which you can work out here. And then there's a bubble sheet for you to fill out, make your selections for your answers for questions 1 to 4, multiple choice, and also for the grid-in question. Excuse me, question number 5. Okay, so let's begin. So going back to the slideshow. Here we are. Tonight, do now SHSAT quiz number 3. So I'll set an online timer for 10 minutes. Good luck on these 5 questions. If you're watching the YouTube video of this recording of this lesson, you can fast forward 10 minutes or pause the video. Take your time, complete the worksheet. Excuse me, and I'll see you guys in 10 minutes. Good luck tonight on SHSAT quiz number 3. Okay, just 3 more minutes on tonight's sample quiz. 3 more minutes. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, that is time for SHSAT quiz number 3 tonight. And please scroll down to the bottom of the form where you'll see the array of bubbles for you to make your final selections for the 4 multiple choice, and a line provided for you to type your answer for the grid in. Since it's a dollar amount, you don't have to use the dollar symbol, and it will be a whole number of dollars. So if you can type in your final answer in the grid in, you don't have to use any spaces, and click the blue submit button in the bottom of the form. It should auto grade it for you on the school computer. All right, just like we do in class now, what we're going to do is we're going to go over each of the 5 questions, and I'll provide for you a method of solving it in less than 2 minutes. Here we go. Question number 1 reads, Logan plays video games for a computer company and earns $10 per hour. His friend Manny delivers newspapers for a local newspaper. He earns $15 per hour. How much more money does Manny earn if they both work 15 hours? Well, Logan is $10 every hour, and he'll work for 15 hours. That'll be his total. And for Manny, he works $15 per hour, times 15 hours. And he'll earn a total pay. So we could figure that out, but a shortcut is instead, let's figure out the difference in pay between these two friends. Since Logan makes 10, but Manny makes 15, 15 minus 10 is $5 more per hour. Since we're comparing both paychecks, we know that we can do $5 times the number of hours that they worked, that Manny will make an extra 5 each hour. So 15 times 5 is, stacking that, 5 times 5 is 25. Put down the 5, carry the 2. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 2 is 75. And the correct answer is E. $75 more. Going back, just spending a few extra seconds here. If you did do it by completing, calculating the amount, Logan, of course, earns $150 because 10 times 15 is 150. And a little more difficult is 15 times 15. If you know your perfect squares for this test, up to 20, that's good, 225. 15 times 15 is 225. Then you'll get the same answer if you subtract over here. 225 minus 150, yeah, that's 75 more. And that is a way also of checking your work, is having two different methods to solve it. The correct answer was E. Let's go to question number 2. Question 2 reads, well, a winter sweater that costs $60 is on sale. How much is the sweater after the 40% discount is applied? All right, so $60, if I make a percentage chart like a business person, is 100%. So that means that $6 is a tenth, or 10%. But the discount isn't 10%. We're going to subtract that. Let's do 40%, which is not hard to do with this chart, as we just do times 4 on the left column and times 4 in the right column. 10 times 4 is 40%. That's the right discount. 6 times 4 is, that means it's $24 less. Then, looking at the table and highlighting the rows that we need, 60 minus 24 will be 100% minus 40%. Now we can go ahead and carefully subtract, and then we'll get 60 minus 24 is, well, we need to borrow, that's a 5 now, that's 10, 10 minus 4 is 6, 5 minus 2 is 3, and the new price is a 36. Okay, a little different than a lot of teachers. Here I just use like a clipboard with the dollar amount on the left and the full percentages, and then just scaled it down here on the right. So the correct answer is $36 is the sale price for question 2. Question 3. What are two possible solutions to 3x minus 7 is less than or equal to 6? All right, that's the way it should read. So I'm just going to cover it with a caution orange. It should say are two possible, not the. So if I were to cover that for an editor, I would blank that out. That word doesn't belong there. What are two possible solutions? Turns out that I'll plug in the correct answer, which was a B, like Bravo. 1 and 4 should work for this given expression. Let's see that in action. It's this block must be less than or equal to 6. It's an inequality. The expression on the left has to be less than or equal to 6 units. Here we go. 3x minus 7 must be less than or equal to 6 units. Okay, we won't tolerate any absolute value that's more than 6 steps away after we evaluate it. You plug in x equals 1. 3 times 1 is 3, minus 7. Means we'll be at -4 on the number line. If you absolute value that, that's 4 steps away from 0. That's less than or equal to 6. That is correct. If we plug in the other number 4, x equals 4. Then we get 3 times 4 is 12. Take away 7. Is that less than or equal to 6? Well, now we're at positive 5. If you absolute value that, that's 5 steps away from 0. And yes, that's also within our tolerated range, right? It has to be less than or equal to 6 units away. True for both expressions. Works for 1, works for 4. If you get 4 steps away, 5 steps away, the correct answer was B. If you plug in for X for the expression, it will not work for both of the plugins. It might work for one but not the other, or it will fail for one or two of the values of X. But for this expression, we're tolerating 3x minus 7. When you absolute value it, how far away from you from 0, that's you're safe if you use x equals 1 or if you choose x equals 4 following those steps. Okay. Let's go to question number 4. More math. All right, another problem-solving problem. What is the area of the square that has the same perimeter as the rectangle below? All right, so this is a little abstract in the wording because they don't draw the square. But you have this rectangle. It's 16 by 4, which means that should be 4 times as long as it is tall. The height should be, so maybe I have to do 4 squares. It's a better drawing. It's easier to sort of draw a small square freehand, which I'm doing here with the graphing tool. So that's a little bit better. This is 16 on this side. This is 4. If we're doing a rectangle, that means that, like if we had a hallway carpet, I don't know if they're called carpet runners, we're to roll out a carpet for you on this end. There's also 4 units because it's a rectangle. Along, you've gone 16 centimeters forward. Well, this will also be 16 on this side. So to do the perimeter, you have to add all 4 sides. So you have to do 4 plus 16, which is 20, plus another 4 plus 16. You tour around. So the perimeter is 4 plus 16, but we're going to repeat that twice. I'll write it out. Sometimes teachers write really fast, so 4 plus 16. Those are 2 of those groups. So we have 2 times 4 plus 16. 2 times 20 is 40. All right, so the perimeter is 40, but we're going to transform that. Like, let's say this was a red wire. We're going to change that same amount of units so that it's a square. Well, squares are special because they have 4 equal sides. So that means that it must be 10 on this side, 10 on this side, 10 on this side, and 10 on this side, because it has to have the same perimeter, right? So we're going to split that perimeter into 4 different sides that are equal. Then the area of the new square will be 10 by 10 is the correct dimensions of the square, and the correct answer is D, 100 centimeters squared. Okay, so it's that red wire. It's the same amount, or what do they call that? Tensine. But if we had like 4 square magnets and we put a piece of tape around it, that would be 40 units, 40 centimeters long. Well, we could change that shape into a square, and that would be the new area would be 100. Squares optimize area, if your teachers ever use that word. 4 times 16 is going to be less. It's 64 centimeters if we did. That's the area of this rectangle. But if we take that same amount of that same red line and changed it into a square, we get the maximum area of 100. It's the if we want to use rectangles for the shape of the perimeter. Yes, the square is the optimized rectangle for perimeter. Okay, I digress. That was mid-level. Let's go to the last one for tonight. Question 5 was, a summer food stand sells hot dogs for $3 and sodas for $1.50. Customer number 1 comes in and they buy 4 hot dogs, and that's the first order. 4 hot dogs and S for soda. I'll use script S because it looks like a 5. And 3 sodas. Customer number 2 comes online and says, hey, my family wants 5 hot dogs and we're going to buy 7 sodas. Based on the sales, it says, what is the total sales earned at the food stand? Well, handle the count separately. You have the receipts. 4 plus 5 is 9 hot dogs. 3 plus 7 is 10 sodas. Here we go. 9 hot dogs, and they're $3 each, plus 10 sodas, and they are $1.50 each. Means that we have $27. Oops, something's wrong with the pixels there. Or on the other side, $27 plus $15. Correct answer was 42 for question number 5. All right. Notice that on a few of these problems, I use like clipboard charts, right, to keep things organized. If you've ever worked in computer science class with a spreadsheet organizer, you should use the columns, 1 column for the hot dogs and 1 column for the soda information. And that's customer 1 and customer 2 and the total. All right. Any questions about number 5? You can pause the video if you need to replay this, but they're the 2 separate orders. And then the total count for each item, hot dogs and sodas. Okay, that's it for this review of 5 typical problem-solving problems. Notice there were algebra as well as word problems for the SHSAT. You need to have mastery of this level of mathematics. The next activity we're going to do is we're going to go to our lesson for the week, which is lesson number 3. We'll focus on the group-like terms skill that you need for SHSAT problems. This is from the first page of lesson number 3. Each lesson has a 2 to 4 page introduction on the concept for the week. This week, we're focusing on group-like terms. When a number is multiplied by itself, it is called an exponent. Exponents have a base number and a small raised number called an exponent. There are a few rules you should be familiar with for the SHSAT using exponents. When adding and subtracting exponents, we group the exponents as long as they have the same base and exponent. We can then add or subtract. Let's look at a couple of examples. X squared is a square. If we get another square, x squared, we then have 2 of those things, 2x squareds. Makes more sense if I shade it. Notice what was written below, a little wordy. The base, where's the base? Where was it? The base is x, and the exponent is the number up above. But it's the same for both of these green squares, so we can combine them. We can give them a count. 1 plus 1 is 2x squared. Let's look at the next example. X cubed. Here we have 2 cubes. Cubes are like little blocks. Plus 5 cube blocks. Well, since the base is the correct placeholder, we have x in the base, and we have the same exponent above. Now it's a 3 for cubed. We can add them together. If we have 2 cubes and we get 5 more, we have 7 cubes total. The correct answer is 7x cubed. And finally, just highlighting again, if we have x to the 4th power, that's this red block. Notice the base is the same x, the exponent number above is a 4. We can count them. We start with 3x to the 4ths, take away 2 of those same things. We have 1x to the 4th left, and 1 times anything is itself, so we don't need to write the 1. When there are more than 1 variables in an expression, we can add and subtract only by variable group. When an expression has terms with different exponents, we'll sort the terms by power, then add or subtract. Let's look at an example on just like in the SHSAT, when it's a little bit more complicated because there's more than one placeholder letter. In the first, whoa, what just happened? Just went away. Sorry, hold on just a second. We're back. All right, so for this one, we have 3x plus 2y plus 2x plus 5y. We want to group like terms. I'll use two different colors for the two different variable letters. X is going to be highlighted in blue as I go down the algebraic expression. Then we'll move those terms together into one count. Y is here in red. These are the terms that are y. Well, they have to be grouped separately because we're counting variable x. They're like two different size boxes. If we have a box, if we have pencils and pens, there's X number of pencils in each box. And we have 3 plus 2 or 5 boxes total. So we have 3 pencil boxes plus 2 pencil boxes, 5 pencil boxes. You open up the box and there's X was 12. There's 12 pencils in each box. If you're counting the pens then, well, we have 2 boxes of pens plus 5 boxes of pens. 2 plus 5 is 7y. Y could be 8. There might be 8 pens in each box. But you have to count them separately because you're counting the pencil boxes separately from the pen boxes, for example. In the second row, we can see here that there are 3 variables a, b, and c. So as you go down the expression, find a and 2a, and then make sure you group those like terms. A plus 2a is 3a. Go back to the beginning. The next variable is b. B plus 2b need to be grouped together. B plus 2b. That's 3b. Variable c. C plus 3c. There it is. Handle that as a separate group like terms, and that's 4c. So all 6 of these terms together are 3a plus 3b plus 4c. A little bit more complex is when we now get to terms that are squares, x squared, linear, 5x, and a constant number. So we handle those as separate groups. Just like we handle variables separately, we handle different exponent levels or degrees separately. So if we look here, x squared has the exponent 2 up above. The terms that are x, well, 5x and 7x have to be counted separately. That's a power level of 1. The exponent is x to the first power. And then just be careful because these last terms, here I'll highlight them in a different color, that's minus 9, minus 11. Those are constant numbers. We handle that count separately. And then we have x squared plus 12x minus 20 units. That's the correct group-like terms for problem number 3. For problem number 4, we also have to group like terms, find the highest power that's written, and you'll see that it's x to the third or x cubed. Then go back to the beginning, and you see that there's an x squared term. The next, we have the linear terms. There's a 6x and a 9x that need to be grouped together. And lastly, just trying to use the color tools to help you focus and stay organized, do the constant unit separately. So there's 4 steps for grouping 4 different variable terms that need to be grouped together into 4 separate lists. In power order, we have x cubed plus 6x squared plus 15x plus 2. In the last row, there are x variables and y variables, but some of them are x squareds and y squareds, and some of them do not have squares. So when you go together and group like terms, the x squared terms become 3x squared. The y squared term is by itself because that's a 2y, not 2y squared. So you have to do that separately. And then the constant unit is plus 10. So we have 3x squares plus y squared plus 2y plus 10. I'm going to leave these examples up above. What I'd like you to do is give them a try by yourself. See if you can solve questions 1, 2, and 3. And I'll pause for 5 minutes so you can give them a try. Please try group-like terms for questions 1, 2, and 3. Good luck. All right, let's quickly go over the you try it examples here, and I'll write them out here with a stylus pen. Question 1 says 3a plus 5b plus 14c plus 2a plus 7b plus 7c. Start at the beginning. The first is a 3a. Go down the line. There's 3a plus 2a. So 5a. That variable term is done. So then we'll go to the next one. Start with b. 5b plus 7b is plus 12b. And lastly, 14 plus 7 is 21c. The correct answer was 5a plus 12b plus 21c. Question number 2. Here we have power levels. So start with the squares, x squared. Then go to x plus 10x. That is 11x. And what's written? Minus 6 minus another 6 is minus 12. And finally, simplifying number 3, starting at the beginning, be careful, you see squares. 4 plus 3 is 7x squared. Go back to the beginning, those are counted for. There's a 3y squared plus 2y plus 15, and that's how you simplify example number 3. So these group-like term skills have to do with the base letter, the variable that's in place, as well as the power level above. They need to be grouped separately. And then constants are grouped separately as well. Time now for our classwork lesson number 3 on group-like terms. Tonight we're going to focus on, hold on just a second. Tonight we're going to go over the 30 examples. I have the Google form link for the classwork here. And what I'd like to do is, hold on just a second. Let's try and fix this here so the slideshow is correct. All right. And the The first 12 questions are easy level, then mid-level and are 13 to 18, and then the challenge level are questions 19 to 24. Then it's followed by 6 grid-in questions. If you click on the Google form link, it'll pop up to the lesson for tonight. And again, since it's an odd-numbered lesson and we are on limited 90-minute class time, try the easy level first 2 pages. You can see the banner here that says mid-level for 13 to 18 and challenge level for 19 to 24. And then the grid-in question review. The bubble sheets are down below and the lines provided for the grid-in. So what I'd like you to do now is give it a try on your own. Hold on just a moment. So here we are with SHSAT classwork number 3. Good luck. Again, I'll put it in the chat window, and you have a 20-minute independent practice. And I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. Okay, good luck. All right, I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. Sorry, I was just trying to get the dock off the screen. I can do that with the other screen. Okay, thank you. All right, just 2 more minutes on tonight's classwork practice. Remember that if you work on 20 minutes total, odd number of questions only as we do in class for these practices. You can skip around if you like, if you're working on easy level, mid-level, or challenge level problems as well. 2 more minutes. All right, that is 20 minutes practice for tonight's lesson number 3, group-like terms. So please take a break from the problem that you're working on. And for the problems that you completed, you can go down to the bottom of the form and use the Google form bubble array to submit your answers. And then remember to click the blue button at the bottom of the form, and the computer should auto-grade it for you. I'll give you guys a few seconds to do that as I scroll down and make sure the slides are in place for all 30 questions. And we have an odd number of questions review tonight. I'd like to present to you the answers here. If you were working on them, you can pause the video here. For example, if you're watching the recording. Reading the 30 answers, question 1 was D, question 2 was B, 3 was B, 4 was C, 5 was D, 6 was B, 7 was C, 8 was B, 9 was D, 10 was C, 11 was A, 12 was C, 13 was C, 13 was C, 14 was E, 15 was B, 16 was B, 17 was A, 18 was B, 19 was D, 20 A, 21 A, 22 D, 23 D, 24 D, 25. Oh, wait a minute. This is wrong. I have to refresh the form. So sorry. Can you believe that? I changed it and that didn't refresh. Unbelievable. I'm so sorry. Let me put the slideshow on. Sorry about that, guys. SHSAT classwork number 3, group-like terms. Look at the top of the banner. Now it has the correct classwork. Aha. 1 was A, 2 was D, 3 was E, 4 was D, 5 was E, 6 was D, 7 was C, 8 was C, 9 was E, 10 was D, 11 was C, 12 was A, 13 was E, 14 was D, 15 was B, 16 was D, 17 B, 18 D, 19 was C, 20 was A, 21 was C, 22 was C, 23 was E, and 24 was B. 25 was 15, 26, 18, 27 was 33, 28 was 10, 29, 78, and 30 was 8. Those were the solutions to SHSAT classwork number 3. Now going back to the slideshow here, let's go back up and we'll try and pick some from the first 1 to 12 easy level, then mid-level and challenge level. All right, so let's get started here. Again, working on the odd problems tonight only. Scrolling through the carousel, it looks like we have, well, question 1 is super easy. Should we do that one? You have x plus, here, I'll use the annotator. Just look at what you have. You have 2x and 4x, so that has to be a 6x answer. It has to be A. None of the other answers have 6x. But anyway, go back to the beginning and count the y's. 3y plus 6y is 9y. And certainly the correct answer is A by group-like terms. Everyone see that? A is correct. Question 3 has 2 different terms. Be careful because we didn't go over the ones with subtraction. So really we have 2x cubed plus 7 minus 2x cubed plus 15. But we're subtracting, so we're subtracting that and we're subtracting this. So it's 2x cubed plus 7 minus 2x cubed minus 15. You did this correctly. Be careful that 2 of those cubes minus 2 of those cubes, they cancel. And it's reduced to just 7 minus 15, which is minus 8. The correct answer was E, minus 8 for question number 3. All right, question 5, we're going to skip. That's a plug-in. Question 7, let's looking for the word problems. Question 9, 11, 13. Here's a word problem. Rosie is packing candles for a church fundraiser. I wrote this new this year for a remainder problem. So she has a whole pile of candles. She's got like 243 candles. She has a big group of candles. But inside a box, there's 15. So she's going to take all of the candles and put 15 in the box, close it, and then do the next one. This is a division problem. This is a word problem. 243 in her group of candles, and she's going to divide that by 15. Okay, 15 goes into 24 once. Subtract. We get 9. Bring down the 3. 15 times 6 is 9, 90. The remainder is 3. She's going to fill 16 boxes, and there'll be a remainder of 3. 3 extra is the remainder. 3 extra that will go to a new box, but that are left over after she fills that last box. So the correct answer was B, like Bravo. Okay, that was question number 15, Rosie's candle problem. 3 left over after she fills each box. Okay. 16, 17, no. Sure, we have to wrap up soon. This is just a 90-minute class. 21. Oh, we didn't discuss this. Here we're multiplying. You have to use the distribution law, which we went over the properties last week. 5x times 2y squared plus 7x. All right. Looks complicated, but we're going to distribute now 5x onto both of these terms separately. Do the numbers first. 5 times 2 is 10. And then just put the letters in place. XY squared. 5 times 7 means plus 35. With x times x. But remember, that means it went up a power level. So we can write that with the exponent 2, meaning x times x. 10x y squared plus 35 x squared. The correct answer was, let's see it, 10xy squared. That has to be one of these. And that there it is, 35x squared. The correct answer was C. Okay, C was absolutely correct. All right, last one for tonight. Should we do 23? All right, last two age problems. All right, let's not do both. This one's harder. I think 23 was on the challenge level. This one's harder. We're going to do number 23 and 29 to start, and then stop for tonight. All right, here we go. Question 23. James is 3 times as old as Mary. In 10 years, he will be 7 years younger than twice her age. How old will Mary be in 15 years? All right, we'll put a lowercase, we'll use their initials, M for Mary. And James is 3 times as old, so he's 3M, comparing their ages now. Mary is M years, James is 3 times as old. That's given. He's 3 times as old as Mary. In 10 years, Mary will be plus 10 years. So Mary plus 10 will be her new age. James will be also plus 10, so 3M plus 10. But sentence 2 says, this is now, and this is in 10 years. In 10 years, he will be 7 years younger than twice her age. Okay, so we have to take this age in the future and do 2 times that. 2 times M plus 10. And he will be 7 years younger. So if we take 3M plus 10, that's his age now, you have to add 7 so that they're equal. That is what we need to solve. So we have 3M plus 17 years is the same as 2 times M plus 10. Distribute the 2. 2M plus 20 years is equal to 3M plus 17. Take away 17 from both sides. 3M plus 3 is, what am I doing? I just said take away 17, so it's 3M plus 0 equals 2M plus 3. Take away 2M from both sides, and we get that M equals 3. So Mary's a 3-year-old tot. She's just a little 3-year-old girl. So Mary is 3. That means that James is now 9. But the question was, how old will Mary be if we add 15 years? And then she will be an 18-year-old young lady. The end. That's a challenge level problem, advanced problem for SHSAT. Correct answer was E, like excellent. 18. All right, last one for tonight. Gosh, skip easy level, mid-level, challenge level jelly beans. The question reads, the number of jelly beans in a jar is between 50 and 100. If we take out the jelly beans and then divide them into 5 bags, there are 3 left over. If we're divided into 7 bags, there's 1 left over. How many jelly beans are there? This is a tricky problem, but it's easier if you write it out. Let's write out the 5 times table. That's possible. And then let's also write out the 7 times table for this possible range. Okay? So I'm going to write out the 5 times table, but remember what it says. It says between 50 and 100. So I'm really going to start at 50 and I'm going to end with 100. And also, I'll do that for the 7 times table. I'm going to go from 50 to Oh, but 3 left over. All right, I'm gonna actually start at 45 just to make sure I don't miss any of them. So hold on, because we're gonna add the remainders as well. So 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. So remember, if we're counting by fives, if there was remainder 0, then this is the this would be remainder 0. Right? That's the 5 times table. But it says there are 3 extra. So what we have to do is we have to take every single one of these numbers and add 3 to them. And then we have the possible number of jelly beans in the jar. Because we should have 3 extra. So I'm going to do the same list, but now I'm just going to add 3. 45 plus 3 is 48. This one would be 53. This would be 58. Not too hard. 63. It's got to end in a 3 or an 8. 68. 73. 78. Where am I? 83. Nope. 88. Nope. 93. 98. 103. But we only need to consider the ones that are in between 50 and 100. So these are our possible number of jelly beans in the jelly bean jar because they have remainder 3. So this is 5x plus the extra 3. That's what we need to go with. Here we have the 7 times table. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to start a little bit below 50. I know that 7 times 7 is, that's right, 49. So now we're going to do remainder 0. And I'll start at 49, right, for this count. So 49 plus 56 is on the 7 times table. 63, 70, 77, 84, 91, 98. Gosh, what's next? 105. So then remember, it says there's less than 100 though. That would be if it was remainder 0. But let's look at what the second statement is. Be careful. It says that, well, if we divide them by 7s, there's 1 left over. There's an extra one. So we're going to take the 7 times table. We're going to take each of these numbers on the 7 times table, and we're going to add 1. Before, we had the 5 times table, and we did plus 3. So here we go. I'm going to use different colors so you can see this. All right, here we go. I'm going to use pumpkin orange here. All right, so add 1. 50, 57, 64, 71, 78, 85, 92, 99, 106. Right? So this is, again, the 7 times table. But we only have to consider what? Numbers between 50 and 100. So any of these numbers are possible. What did we just do? Well, we did 7 times table plus a remainder of 1. So it's got to be one of the numbers in this box here. So then we have to just compare. Let's start with, this is a shorter list because it's the 7 times, we're skipping by 7s. So let's start at 50. 50 is not on the other list. So it can't be 50. 57 is here. It's not in the other list. So it can't be 57. 64 is on this times table, but not on this times table, plus 3. It's not on 71. Ah, there it is. That's got to be it. 78. 78 is on this list, and it's at 7 with a remainder of 1. And it's also on the list of 5 with a remainder of 3. See if there are any other numbers. Again, there's a shorter list. 85 is not on the list above. 92, close. 93, not the same, and 99. So as you can see, 78 is the only possible number of jelly beans that we could have because it meets both conditions. If we divide by into bags of 5, right, then we could do 15 bags with a remainder of 3 leftover beans. If we divide it into 7, we'll do 11 bags. Sorry, 7 bags with 11 jelly beans each. We would do 15 jelly beans in 5 bags, and then we'd have 3 left over. Here we would do 11 jelly beans each bag, and we would have 1 left over. The end. Correct number of jelly beans, if you did this correctly, was 78. Okay, hold on a second. 5 bags, that'd be 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 3. Da-da-da. And then the solution for the 7 bags would be 11 plus 11 plus 11 jelly beans, 11 jelly beans, 11 jelly beans, 11 jelly beans, and then 1 extra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, not 1 more 11. All right. So if I draw it like they're brown bagged, right? There's just bag 1, bag 2, bag 3, bag 4, bag 5, and lo and behold, an extra 3 left over. And going back to the brown bags, 7 bags now. 11 jelly beans here, 11 in bag 3, 11 bag in 4, 5, 6, that's 77. And there will also be 1 extra 1. That is the correct remainder for 5 bags and 7. All right, there it is. Sweet. Okay. Anyway, that was 29 challenge level problem. 78 is the only number that is on the 5 times table remainder 3, right? And the only number between 50 and 100 that's on the 7 times table with a remainder of 1. Have to know your times table for this exam. All right, 7th and 8th graders, that's all we have for tonight. Thank you for joining me for studying group-like terms. Before we sign off, again, please feel free to donate to support this developmental course. My Venmo account still is active, and I will post to you these links. You can pause the video now. These links will remain active for you indefinitely. And you can access my Columbia University account. It's a lifetime email, so you can try quiz 3, classwork 3, and homework 3 if you'd like to work on worksheets with group-like terms. There are 30 practice classwork and 30 practice homework questions in 3 tiered levels: easy, mid, and challenge level. Next week will be October 4th, 2023 for lesson number 4. And I hope you can join me then. I'm going to try to advertise to local middle schools, public and private here in New York more as I learn more about the business end here of getting my course out there and in service of students. We've had some good success with this class. All right, so thank you for joining me tonight. Again, my name is Josh. Thank you so much for joining me. If you'd like to know more about me, you can also go to my Wix website here, JW Test Prep and Tutor, where I've been tutoring for over 15 years. Here, I'll read the blurb. I've worked with thousands of students to prepare for standardized exams such as the New York State Regents, the SHSAT, the test for Catholic high school admission, the cooperative school exam, HSPT, PSAT, SAT, ACT, AP exams in math and science, as well as the college graduate record exam. I've also worked with AP exams, like I said, math and science, as well as tests for graduate school, engineering, and medical school programs. I do have praise here on the homepage from various parents who've worked with their children, and I'm still available as a one-on-one math specialist tutor. So again, thank you for joining me and watching this video. I will post it on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe. It's free to subscribe. I'm working on my 1,000 tier goal. And take care, and good night from New York City. Thanks for watching my SHSAT lesson on group-like terms. Good night, and happy studying.